So we've talked about area of composite figures, and today we're going to talk about surface area, which is kind of similar to composite figures, except for instead of two-dimensional shapes, we're going to be finding the sum of the areas of the surfaces or faces of a three-dimensional shape. So instead of dealing with 2D figures, we're dealing with 3D figures. Now we're going to talk specifically about rectangular prisms and triangular prisms. Well, when we did cross sections, we learned that rectangular prisms have 6 shapes. They're made up of 6 rectangles. And triangular prisms are made up of 2 triangles and 3 rectangles. So we're going to keep those facts in mind when we're finding the surface area, so that way we know for a rectangular prism we need to have 6 numbers that we're adding together. For a triangular prism we need to have 5 numbers. Alright, so number 1, to find the surface of a rectangular prism, the first thing we're going to do, find the area of the first rectangle that we see. So this is a 10 by 3. The length of the rectangle times the height. I know the height because it's labeled back here in the back. I like to use different color highlighters or different color pens to help me keep my shapes separated. So this is a 10 by 3, and the area of a rectangle is length times width, so it's 10 times 3, which is 30. There are 2 of those. I have the one in the front and the parallel rectangle that's in the back. They are both 30 centimeters squared. Then I have the one on the side at the right that's a 2 by 3. And 2 times 3 is 6. That's for the one on the right and the one on the left. And then I have the one on bottom that's a 10 by 2. And that goes for the one on top and bottom. There are 2 that have an area of 20. So once we have found the area of all the 3D figures, or of all the faces of the 3D figure, then I'm going to add them all together, and that gives me 112 centimeters squared. Find the area of each face, add them all together after you found the area. For a triangular prism, first thing we're going to do is find the area of the triangle. Area of the triangle is base times height divided by 2. Base times height are the 2 sides that form the right angle. So this is 10 is the height and 10 is the base. So my triangle is a 10 by 10, which means 10 times 10 is 100, and 100 divided by 2 is 50. 50 is the area of the front triangle and the area of the triangle at the back. Then I'm going to multiply the height of the prism. The height of the prism is the line that connects the 2 bases. So 25 is the height of this prism. I'm going to multiply that by each side of the triangle. So 25 times 10 that's 250. 25 times 10 again, because this is an isosceles triangle, which is again 250. And then I have 25 times 14, which is 350. So when I add all of these together, that's going to give me 950 centimeters squared. And for the last one, when I that a triangle is the base and height of a triangle are the two sides that form a right angle, you want to always have a right triangle. If that's the case, the height will be given to you. You see this 3 centimeters makes a right angle with the 8. So for this triangle, it's 8 times 3 is 24, divided by 2 is 12. So for both triangles, the height or the area is 12. Then I multiply the height of the prism by the sides of each, by the measurement of each side of the triangle. So 12 times 8 is 96. 12 times 4 is 48. And then on this triangle, it is isosceles because there's 2 tally marks. The tally marks means that they are congruent. So that means I can multiply this side 12 by 4 as well, and that is also 48. Once you have found all the areas, then you add them all together. 12 plus 12 plus 96 plus 48 plus 48 is 216 centimeters squared.